All right, people, our second language topic here in stage 19 is imperatives. And really, what I'm looking for, as you're going to see in the exercises, is just knowing what to call these imperatives and how to recognize them. Pretty much, imperatives are direct commands. You're telling someone or more than one person to do something. It's not like, let's open our books, children. It's open your books. It's a direct command. And so there's different types of commands. There is a command to one person. There's commands to more than one person. There are commands in the negative to one person. There are commands in the negative to more than one person. So understanding positive and negative commands, singular and plural, will help you with the exercises this week and going forward. So in Latin, a command is given to one person by just using the stem of the verb. That is, before you start adding BAs and Vs and Xs and NTs and musses and all of that, just scrape all that off, and that's what you get, is the direct command to one person. So when you say porta libros, Quinte, you're telling Quintus, one person, to carry the books. Notice we've seen forms portavit, portaverunt. We've seen portabant, portabamus. All right, we've seen them with endings on it. Scrape all those endings off, and you have a direct command to one person. And so for terminology's sake, we're going to call these positive, singular, and imperative. Positive because you're telling someone to do something, and singular because you're telling only one person to do it. Now, you can probably guess we're going to move on to some other variation of this, and just another kind of direct command, but now you would tell more than one person to do an action by adding te to the form we just saw. So if you see portate libros discipuli, all right, you're telling the students, more than one person, to carry the books. Again, all right, we're going to call this now positive plural imperative. Positive because you're telling them to do something, and plural because you're telling more than one person, the students, to do that action. And we've seen this before, all right? We do this on the very first day of class when we talk about salve and salvete. Wale and walete, all right? Salve is to one person. Salvete is to more than one. Wale is to one person. Walete is to more than one. That's actually where that comes from, is right here with imperatives. Now, we need to move into negative imperatives. So we had two positive, singular and plural imperatives. Now we have negative imperatives. They tell you not to do something. Essentially, you're telling someone, don't do that, or more than one person, don't do that. Let's see what this looks like. In Latin, a negative command is given to one person by using the word noli and an infinitive. So don't mix this up with nolo, nolebat, noluit. It's just N-O-L-I is how you would tell one person don't do something. Noli moere for, all right, you're telling one thief, don't move. All right, simple enough. Notice here that noli is the form that means don't. Moere is an infinitive, but you're not translating it to move, just part of the construction. I don't really want to get into much more detail than that. I guess I am, because I don't read these notes before I teach them. Anyway, what you're actually saying is nolo means I don't want. You're telling someone not to want to move. Be unwilling to move. Don't want to move is actually what you're literally saying here. So this would be called a negative singular imperative because you're telling one person, in this case the thief, not to do a certain action. And you could probably guess what's next. A negative imperative in the plural is going to be kind of the same thing we did with the positive, except it's not just noli, it's noli te. No different from changing porta to portate, salve to salvete. Now noli is don't for one person, nolite is don't for more than one person. So now, if you have multiple thieves in your house, you'd say nolite moere, forays, and that means don't move. Thieves, more than one. If it were just one thief, like it were in the last slide, it would be noli moere. But with multiple thieves, you'd have to say nolite, just like portate, just like salvete, just like walete. And like the slide before, the connection between the verb nolo, that means don't want, is that it's you're honestly telling someone don't want to move. Don't be unwilling to move. That's why this infinitive, this re form, shows up. But it's a lot simpler than that. Let me just give you a nice shortcut for the negative imperatives. Noli and nolite mean don't, all right? one person don't do something, more than one person don't do something. Don't worry that there's an infinitive after it, just don't, and whatever action is with it. Noli ambulare, don't walk. Nolite portare, don't carry, for example.